is the Morning Conversation with your host Thapelo Moyo. I'm here with my boy Thapelo Enele. So today we'll be discussing the poem T-Pain. And I wanted to ask you, what is the fondest memory of your mother? Like that one thing that she used to do that used to put like a smile on your face, or
I wouldn't say it's just like one memory. You get me? Every single thing that we did together is just like, yeah, those are the times like I tend to just go back on those moments. So I would say every single thing that we did together, the talks, the laughs, the screaming, the shouting, just every emotion that was there. Those are the fondest memories of her. So I wouldn't exactly just put a moment.
okay, I
Yeah.
understand. So when she passed on, where were you and how did you find out?
So we had recently buried my grandmother. When Zerust came back home here in Pretoria, and we're just home, trying to get over the fact. Well, how are we gonna tell my mom that her mom passed away? Because we had not told her because she was in ICU. So we're kind of like coming up with ideas on how to actually tell her. And then I went to work, came back, and I just felt like something was wrong. You get me? My dad was not home, my aunt was home, and then all of a sudden she rushed, she just left. And I was like, okay, something is definitely wrong. We found out in the most awkward way because what they did, I think my uncle, because he was in hospital with my aunt, and then he was busy telling like their family members, like that they lost my mom and stuff like that. So I think everybody thought that I knew. So now I'm getting all these messages like condolences, like I'm sorry, and I'm like, I'm sorry, you get me? But at first, I'm not the one who got those news first. It was my little sister. So I saw them crying. So I tried to calm them down. Like, no, dude, like they haven't said anything. Up until I also got the messages, and then we waited for my dad, and then he just got there and he was miserable. Could just see it in his eyes the moment that he walked in, or something is definitely wrong. And then they told us. So that's how we found out that she had passed away. Yeah.
So the poem T-Pain talks about the pain that you feel when you're nursing a loss. Can you summarize your pain for us?
I don't know how to describe it. It's like your whole world just came down on you. You get me? It's like you don't know the way forward, backwards, to your side. Either side, it's like you don't know where you're going. You've got no direction. Like everything just turns dark. Your faith just gets lost. Because I think during that time my faith was when it was at its highest. Like I prayed every single day when she was in hospital, and then just the moment when I found out that she's no more, I just lost all faith, if I may put it like that. Like earlier on when you asked about memories, you tend to get memories of her, and then that just brings all the pain back. Moments when you walk inside the house, you expect a certain word to be altered, it's not there. You expect her voice to be there, it's not there. You expect her physically to be there, she's not there. So it was hard, bro. It's still hard, I felt like I shouldn't be living actually. Like, why am I alive? That's how I felt. I felt like God took my mom away, also my grandmother. Why didn't he take me? That's how I felt. So I was quite in a dark place.
So how did you manage also being in this dark place and being the eldest sibling? and having to on one side go through the pain, but on the other side then be stronger for your younger siblings?
Um, that was very complicated on my side because even when they told us the news that my mom passed away, it was that thing, yeah, you're strong, you have to be strong, your little sisters are here, you can't be crying. So it kind of took away the moments or the moment for me where I could actually release everything at that time. So I had to hold everything inside. And yeah, man, it's difficult. You can't actually cry while they're around. So you find your little moments where you are alone and you do that. But sometimes I wanna cry when they're there, but I can't because, like you said, as an older brother, you have to be strong for them.
But don't you think also the narrative is like towards men?
Yeah.
Like if you're an older sister and
Yeah.
you guys could cry together, but I think there's the stereotype against men, especially to say like, you know, clean and don't cry, be strong. So as an older brother, losing, you know, your father losing his wife, you losing your mom, and you being the elder sibling, what responsibilities have you then picked up in the house?
Remember now we used to have 2 salaries at home. Now it's only 1 salary. So obviously financially, I can't expect my dad to just do everything by himself. So when my little sister needs money, she comes to me. I told her to always come to me and not bother my dad so that he can at least have some relief in that sense. The cooking at the house, unfortunately, my little sister is okay. She's trying, she's learning, but yeah. So also that part, yeah. So it's those changes, just those changes. So I'm trying also as much as I can to spend time with them. So me going out and all of this stuff I've cut out a little bit so that I can actually have time to spend with my little sisters.
Have you thought of going to therapy?
We're given that option. I'm not much of a talk. I don't like talking to strangers. So I didn't go. I opted not to go because I felt like I needed to do this by myself. I felt like somehow I felt like me talking is gonna bring out my emotions, and I don't want my emotions out there.
Just going back to the point where you said, you know, people, you know, they always use those words. But don't you think, like, when you're mourning, or when we are coming there to comfort you, those are the words that, you know, we were not necessarily trained, but those are the words that we grew up hearing. So that's why we come to you and say the same thing. But as someone who's going through loss, what kind of support would you then need?
The thing is, even till today, I don't have an answer to that. I don't want to lie and say if maybe they had done 1, 2, 3, I would have felt their support. No. The thing is, I was in a dark place, right? And me being in a dark place just made me isolate myself from people. So even those words, as encouraging as they are, I felt like they were meaningless, right, at that certain time. It's only now that if somebody says Hotla Loga, I start to see a little bit of light. As much as the darkness overshadows that light, but it's still there. I was just in a world of my own. And then unfortunately, I was not allowing anybody to be with me in that world. So everybody tried their best, but yeah, at that time it was dark. It was just dark.
And then, so just going back to the poem T-Pain, it talks about the lady in there is basically saying that though we have went through the same identical loss, our pain is different. Do you also share in that sentiment? To someone who would come to you and say, Thapelo also lost my mother in the same way. Do you think that you guys go through the same pain, or do you think that it's different?
So for me, it's way different. It's way different. That's why I always say people have to go through their emotions, and then nobody's supposed to tell them on how to get through their emotions. So I cannot come up to someone else because they lost their mother and say, I got through this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because it might not work for them. Remember, we all mourn in a different way. I might take 2 days, somebody might take 10 years. And unfortunately, I feel like that's where people don't understand that not everybody is the same. So people tend to some way, somehow pressurize people into, you need to be okay.
Yeah.
You need to be okay. You've been mourning for 6 weeks now. But who are you to say that somebody shouldn't be mourning, you know, or somebody should feel a type of way? So yeah, man, I just feel like it's different.
Now, man, I wish you the best on this, mourning journey. As you know, we are all here with you.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you for doing this, man.
No, man, thanks, man.